Hey guys, so because I do have to ship another order on Vinted for a customer from Greece, I decided to make another video about a console that actually I grew very fond of, given the fact that this is the first PS3 I ever owned, and I think it's important to know the story behind it. So this is the PS3 3000. Uh, while some people don't really like it, I enjoyed it. It's not my favorite out of all of them, but of course, it's the most iconic. The fact that it was the first PS3 that I personally ever owned, and the fact that it has worked flawlessly since day one. So, it's the third generation of the PS3. Of course, it's not the most sought after because the first generation of PS3, the fat models were actually are still the most sought after because of their PS2 compatibility for games and I guess for their really cool design. So while this is a smaller version, it still has the power to play any games, uh, even till this day. I don't think anybody has ever done a maintenance on it, so take that in consideration when you buy a console that you will have to probably open it up. It's been 20 years since the PS3 has launched, so yeah, that's a lot of time. Okay, some weird aspects about it. It's the last PS3 that had the normal disc loading mechanism. After this generation of console, the next model, the PS3 Super Slim, had a top loader. I'm going to show it on cam. So this is the PS3 Super Slim. While some people like the fact that you just push a button and put the disc in, I personally still enjoy to see the disc going in by itself. And I think Sony saw that people were complaining about the top loading mechanism and they went back to the normal disk loading mechanism on the PS4 and I probably guess on the PS5, although I don't own one. So, uh, this console, like I said, is very important in a timeline because while the second generation of PS3 Slims were compatible to be modded via CFW, so fully modded, this, because of its firmware, of its higher firmware, you can only run emulators like PS3 Hen, so the homebrew for it, but it's not completely moddable. You can still run that PS3 Hen on it, but you have to take into consideration that you can't mod it in the extent of how you can mod the PS3 Slim 2000. So this being the 3000 and the 2000. And between the 3000 and 2000, that's not the only difference. They cut down in costs in manufacturing it. I think it's uh, the not the heaviest. It weighs the less actually out of all the PS3 Slims, but that comes at a cost. The eject button and power on button are no longer illuminated. The side panels of the console are no longer glossy, in a glossy finish. They are in a matte finish, like on top. And yeah, I think that uh, weighing down this console is probably the most reliable PS3 you can get right now, given the fact that you don't intend in uh, opening it up and changing its thermal paste. It won't let you down. It doesn't have the problems that the first generation of PS3 had, so no yellow light of death. I did saw some posts with this 3000 that you can get the green light of death. It hasn't happened to me, never, since I owned it, and never heard of any friends having this generation of consoles having that problem. Having that said, I think that the PS3 is still an amazing choice if you want to start in playing games, even if you didn't own one like I did. So I didn't own one back in the day. The first console PS3 I ever saw was a friend of mine's while I was in college. He actually had the super slim model and he bought it bundled up with GTA 5. He actually bought a TV separately from his home TV just for the console, so just so he can play Grand Theft Auto 5 when it first launched. I remember they gave you 1,200,000 in cash in game, so you can play only single player. But it's a fun story, and I remember that he was very excited about buying it. After, I don't know, maybe 2 months, he switched to Xbox, to the Xbox One, and after 2 weeks, give or take, maybe less than 2 weeks, he switched back to the PS3. So people that use this generation of consoles, I think, will remain loyal, because even him, after that PS3, he bought a PS4, and maybe now he has a PS5. Haven't talked to him in a long time. I hope he's okay. I hope he's good. If he sees this, I salute you, friend. And yeah, let's get back to it. The PS3 had accessories, a lot of them. You have here the PlayStation Move controllers with the eye camera. That's a feature that I don't think the newer generation of consoles will have, because practically virtual reality has taken in, and the fact that people made third-party accessories really well, for at least for this type. So for the PS3, I saw knockoff controllers sold for the PS4. I don't really like them, and I'm gonna show you the original controller. So this is the DualShock 3 controller, the 6-axis one. I have some thumb grips on the joysticks. This would be a knockoff controller for the PS3. It's actually quite well made, so it's not a knockoff, so you can't tell the difference between the original one and the fake one, because of course this has the P3 button in the middle, not the PlayStation one, and it's not written Sony on it, even though on the back the model states that it's this. That means it's practically an original controller. And some bigger companies like GameStop made controllers for it. This is the GameStop controller. They work fine, but I saw that in time the batteries in the knockoff controllers, the fake ones, tend to go weak, very very bad. So it will just let you when you're expecting it the least. This controller, this original one, still has a good battery, and it hasn't been opened, so it was never changed. I don't know the manufacturing date on it. I don't know how you can tell the manufacturing date on it. If somebody knows what's the manufacturing date on this controller, you can leave it in a comment section. Okay, so the PS3 came with a very big library. It's not as big as the PS2, but it had some games, and we're gonna play just two of them because they are my favorite games. Need for Speed Carbon. While the Xbox 360 got the most wanted version of this game in high definition, so for the generation of consoles that had HDMI. This PS3 doesn't have the Most Wanted game in its library, and it's a shame because I would really have enjoyed to have Most Wanted in the PS3 library. The perfect loading mechanism of the PS3 still amazes me to this day. I have a PS4, I own a PS4, not the one that I have for sale on Vinted, another console. I think it's from a scammer from Denmark, which is has never been opened, but the mechanism for the inserting and ejecting CDs is very wonky. I don't think that this console especially has been well looked after during the years. It doesn't have scuffs or scratches on it, but it's not like 100% clean, so free of scratches or dirt or anything. So it's not seriously well looked after. It's just a console that is not has not been tossed around. But yeah, okay. I think that this is the first Need for Speed for this generation of consoles, at least, that came with HD definition. It's a very nice game. We're just gonna play a quick race, see how the handling the car feels. I never played this game on a console, to be honest. This game is quite hard to find. It's not that easy to find some cars. The starter cars are usually the worst. The starter cars are the Mazda RX-8, the Camaro SS, the Mazda MP3, oh my god, MPS, and the Chrysler. I don't remember the Chrysler being a starter car, but the Alfa Romeo Brera, I think it is. Oh my god, my pronunciation is very, very bad. So we're just gonna pick the Mazda RX-8 just because it's a fancy looking car with a rotary engine. Even though it's not the same as the RX-7. So it's not a JDM car, or I don't know if it is or not a JDM car, but I think in the souls of the people driving it, they know they don't have a JDM car, but they're okay with it. It's a cool looking car. The graphics of this game still amaze me to this day, but it's just a flashier version, I think, of Need for Speed Most Wanted, for the handling at least, I mean. But I personally prefer the way Need for Speed Most Wanted looked. That feeling, that, I don't know, that video effect, I think looked better. This did come with some new features, so you have your wingman that is ready to help you. It's very tragical to say that my wingman has a better car than me. I just bumped into my wingman, but he doesn't care, he's always there. My driving skills on a console are terrible. I grew up with computers and gaming from a keyboard. My first gaming controller, I think, was when I was in high school, and I bought a compatible third-party knockoff Xbox 360 controller that you could connect to the PC. But I always considered that playing racing games from a keyboard was entertaining entertaining enough, but after I played with a controller, I understood that I've missed out on a lot of things, especially the feeling that you get when pushing a trigger all the way to the max for maximum speed. So speed sensitive triggers are amazing. You couldn't get that on any keyboard, or at least to my knowledge on any keyboard that I could have bought here locally. I think my wingman just took a break. Yeah. So I finished the race. It's amazing. The graphics look stunning to this day. The customization, I think it's the best out of all the Need for Speed games. Yeah, I know the newer games are a little bit better when it comes to customization and I guess overall feeling of the game, but story-wise, no, they can never stand up to these games. Especially Most Wanted and Carbon. They had a storyline that continued from Most Wanted, it continued to Carbon, and it ended in Carbon. And we'll try to customize the Camaro. I don't have many options because I haven't played this game, so not performance. The auto sculpt feature was really nice. So you would take, yeah, I can't show you because they're not. This is so sad. I wish I had a saved game for this exact game. I'm gonna try the Mazda RX-8 and see if it will let me go into auto sculpt mode. No, so it doesn't let me. It would have been very interesting. Let's see, auto sculpt doesn't let me. Any items? No, look, it lets me modify the hood. So yeah, this was great about it. You had different zones that you can modify individually and make your car based on the percentage of how would you select it. So how much would you increase or decrease these values? You could get practically very unique cars. So you shouldn't have two cars look alike, and you can make your car very, very unique. Let's see, even on spoilers, the height of the spoiler. Zone 2 is the width of the spoiler. You can make a very big wing out of it. So this, yeah, this is ricer tunings, yo, damn. This is amazing. Great. The rear bumper you can modify. On the spoiler, exhaust tips. I don't have exhaust tips. Who needs anything else, man? Wait, you have items. Are you sure items will be lost? I don't want to exit. I want to hit done. No, I'm hitting done. Shopping cart. Okay. Done. Like this. You sure want to purchase all of these parts. Okay. Now I just want to no. Okay, challenge series, quick race. We're gonna do a sprint, the same sprint, or let's get back. Pursuit tag. Actually, I don't remember playing pursuit tags. We're gonna play the same sprint. You could play on split screen and online through EA Nation. I don't know if the servers are still available. And we're gonna choose this Mazda RX-8, which has a very big wang on the back. It's amazing. Probably my childhood dream to have a car tuned to the max with all of the settings from auto sculpt on max. It would look phenomenal. I regret now that I didn't find a save game for it. Oh my god, it looks amazing. It looks like a plane. Does it go even faster? You know, adding visual items on your car and having the feeling that now it will go faster because aerodynamics and racing. Yeah, so it doesn't go faster, but my self-esteem is way higher now that I have this wang. Look, he brake checked me, and my wingman just told me that he got him. Like, he did everything. And now he's... oh my god, he's faster than me. Go take him down. It seems that every time I choose a target for him to take down, he goes slower, and after I took down that target by hitting him from the back, he just flew by me, just passed by me. I don't know what's wrong with him. Yeah, definitely faster. I can tell. I'm an expert at this game. Oh my god, I'm an expert at crashes. I'm an expert in crashes. You did have these points where you could lose your opponents, just like in Most Wanted when you lost cops, by breaking them. I don't know how they were called. Speed breakers? No, speed breakers. Speed breaker is the ability of manipulating time. You did have this option in Most Wanted, and you still have it in Carbon, so I never found very much use of it, to be honest. And is it just me, or do older games make it more simpler to drive? I swear to god, I played on the Xbox One S. I bought the Need for Speed, not the Need for Speed Heat, the Need for Speed Unbound. When I play that game, I don't think it's my eyes that are at fault, even though I'm a bit older, but I couldn't understand why I was just driving around, not even at full speed. I was just crashing into things. It's like they crammed in your screen, so your screen that you're playing on, it's too much density or too much objects. Yeah, maybe it's just me. Okay, so this was Need for Speed Carbon on the PS3. And I'm not gonna bore you, we're just gonna play another game. I did intend to play more games, but it's late, I'm tired, and this is God of War Ascension. In the Legacy, I don't know if this was the first game that was ever released for the PS3. I do think God of War 3 was the first game ever released, but tell me, is there anything more satisfying than seeing a disc that is perfectly like a mirror? I love it. Okay, continuing. So this is God of War Ascension. It's not the first game, like I said. I don't think it's the first game for the PS3. I do think that God of War 3 is the first game, but it's the first in the lineup. So in the saga of God of War, Ascension should be the first game because it happens 6 months, I think. I read about this thing that 6 months after the big disaster, and then God of War Chains of Olympus, and then God of War 1. So these were or are the 3 games in the lineup, in the God of War lineup. It's an amazing game. It's a hack and slash game. It has an interesting story overall, and the God of War franchise is just amazing. I don't think it is especially locked to the PS3. You can play it on your PC now. So this is single player and it looks stunning, to be honest. I want to create a new profile. I haven't played this game. I recently found it on Vinted. It's interesting to see that while it does come in a full English cover in the front and in the back, you do have the option to select the Greek language or default. Default, when you select, goes to English, but if you put in, if you can put it in Greek. And it's interesting. Why I say that it's interesting? Because I didn't buy it from someone from Greece, actually. I bought it from somebody from Poland. But never mind. Discs always get messed up. On the PlayStation 2, you did have a way to check it. I think that this code here on a disc is a way to tell. If you go and search it online, I believe in people, and when they say that it can run in English, I trust them blindly sometimes. I only got once screwed over on Vinted by a guy from Greece. I sent a game to him and I tested. I always test the games. Even if I send a game, I'm not gonna film just that game separately. This being a console, it's more important for him to see that it works, it doesn't overheat, it doesn't make artifacts on the screen, the disk loader mechanism works well. But for just a game, I'm not gonna test it on screen. Blades of Chaos. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I got screwed over by that guy, but not in a big way. So the game was 3 or 4 euros, and he said that it's not working, and he tested it with 2 of his consoles. I tested it with 3 of my consoles. It worked perfectly. I just let it be that way. Practically, he said that it doesn't work, and to be honest, how can you prove? I mean, it's just photos. Vinted is a platform, is a good platform. It's actually a good platform to find games, to find consoles, rare consoles, not so rare consoles, but it's not a very good platform when it comes to helping the seller, or maybe even helping the buyer with different problems like logistical problems, and when people have issues. I mean, I could have let him keep the game, but Vintage should have given me back something, to be honest. I mean, use L to dodge. Oh my god, what L? Oh, okay, like that. This was the first game actually that you could play in multiplayer mode. It's the first game where you could create your own character. Visually, it looks stunning, actually stunning. PS3 games are probably the peak of a generation. And Kratos is badass. I swear to God. He's amazing. And also, besides the fact that it's the first game that had a massive multiplayer mode in which you created your own character, it's the first game in which you can find objects on the ground and Kratos can use with his Chaos Blade. This is the first time playing it on this console. I did play this game at a friend's house once. I remember being amazed then. I'm still amazed now. It's amazing how, because I grew up in the 90s, I find these kind of stuff still so pleasing. Like I always say in all of my rants about games, it's never only about the visual. It's about the story. It's about how you combine the story with the visuals. And this game is not such a badass when it comes to graphics. It does look amazing. I'm gonna give it that. But there are games that look better, but have a weaker storyline, a weaker main character. The main character is also very important. Imagine trying to look this badass, but your main character is Mario. It's not that I hate Mario. No, it's a nice game. It's a nice platformer game, but it doesn't give you any feeling except accomplishment, I guess, when you finish a stage. These games were always so brutal. So when you could lose a round, you could go almost a level without having the possibility to save the game, and you would lose effectively at the last moment. Rage meter. So my rage meter is now full. Now I can press these two buttons. Okay, the square and the triangle moves will be unleashed only when the rage meter is full. Okay, I can push them. Yeah, the rage and the guy that is the bug. I don't know if this was the first super boss. No, it's definitely not the first super boss. I think he will respawn. I think he will respawn until, yeah, until I do that. This game reminds me of Pudge from Dota. Yeah, these are multiple enemies. This and Devil May Cry, man, these games were amazing. I don't know if they made similar games. I really would like to know and would like to play. But playing God of War and Devil May Cry, the HD remaster, so the first 2 or 3 games in HD, they look amazing. I still love playing them on the original PS2. But these games are, damn man, they just don't make them like this. There is God of War on the PS4, so there is God of War and God of War Ragnarok, but it's not as funny. I mean, comparing, I'm gonna say that easily. This is like Mortal Kombat on steroids, while God of War and God of War Ragnarok are more like Uncharted. So a storytelling game with some action in it, with some, I don't know, well thought up levels, but I always consider that these games should be about the combat, should be about the chase, the moves, the finishers. Like I said, trying to be more of a Mortal Kombat game than anything else, and I'm good with it. So it says R1, this is R1, I pressed it, but nothing happened. Maybe my controller is going bad. I would hate for it to go bad. I really would. It's just that on camera I took it off because so you can see the PS3 controller in all of its glory. It does have this rubber protection for it. This is amazing. It doesn't help you if you rage quit and toss it on the ground, but it does help it if you accidentally drop it while rage quitting. Okay, so I have to press. Oh my god. Yeah, this. Okay, great. I'm stronger. I'm such a strong guy. Yeah, with my Chaos Blade. Oh my god. I should have captured her. What? Oh no, I have to pick up here. Oh, come on, guy. What are you doing? Come back. Oh, I could have picked up that, I think. This game did not release on the PS3. You did have a part from the collection, so the next game in the lineup from the timeline, so Chains of Olympus was the first game for the PSP, one of my favorite games on the PSP. Ghost of Sparta was the second one, not in the timeline but on the PSP. Ghost of Sparta was the second one, and yeah, the only actual one. They did make remasters of these two for the PS3. It's on the God of War Collection, Volume 2. So God of War Collection Volume 1, although it's not, they don't call it that, so it's God of War Collection. But it's not Volume 1. It doesn't write Volume 1 on it. It has God of War 1 and God of War 2, while God of War Collection Volume 2 has Ghost of Sparta and Chains of Olympus. I've been looking everywhere for that game, and every time I found it like 3 times now on Vinted. Every time I would click on it, it just say that it has been sold. And I think it's just that I'm not lucky, or maybe Vinted hates me. Uh-oh, I don't remember what exactly was I supposed to do here, so I'd have to dodge his attacks, and when he would come, yeah, to hit him. Even if I suck at this game is amazing. Very amazing. Oh my god. This very ugly creature is killing me. No. Looks like not. He's not killing me. But I don't really know where his health bar is. I know where my health bar is. Using grapple. Okay. Hitting triangle, hitting square again. And another square. Oh my god. I remember playing Chains of Olympus or Ghost of Sparta, I don't remember, and trying to lock down these combinations, having smaller buttons on the PSP. It was always hard. I don't have the biggest thumbs, but I guess they're just chunky boys. And it's harder to play when you have chunky boys instead of fingers. Why am I here while I'm practically beating him? How can he be on top and I'm on the bottom? I'm just pressing, effectively I'm just pressing buttons one by one. Oh yeah, he's doing the side sweep. Hitting all the buttons with all the force always works best. Yeah, I'm gonna grapple him. Great. Triangle. Screw you. It's gonna be triangle, triangle. No, X. Finally, something different. Yeah, great. He broke. I broke. I broke something from him. This game comes back from the days when frames did not matter, only the fun, the sheer joy of playing a game was all that was important. And to be honest, I do remember from high school and from primary school when a game would eventually launch here in our country and we got to play it on PCs. The second day after the game launched, it was an amazing day. We would talk all day long about the game, about the gameplay, about the graphics. Yeah, what an amazing time. Appreciating more than are people appreciating now. Okay, so I have to move here. I have to use my analog, but it does say that. Okay, yeah, I got it. I have to go back because, yeah. Okay, no, yeah, here. No, it's not like that. It's like this, like this, like this. I can't jump there. I have to go here, 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 and jump over here. Going through the sewers. Pressing R1. Such a cool looking game. I swear I can't take my eyes off it. But I do think that is enough. This was the PS3 3000 series Slim. If you ever find yourself wanting to buy this, I'm gonna suggest you buy the 2000 series because it's completely moddable with CFW and you will get to experience more games. This way it's a better console to start your retro gaming collection. Not that it can read PS2 discs. If you want that option, unfortunately the only way to get that is by buying the first generation of PS3. But if you want to just play them as an emulation on your console, the Series 2000 Slim is a good option. Taking consideration that it is heavier, it will get hotter than the 3000, but it is moddable. That's what makes it more interesting for the average consumer. You can play more games on it. With this, you're stuck to PS3 games, physical discs, and games that are available through homebrew, like the PS3 Hen. That being said, I think the PS3 still has an amazing library of games. I think the PS3 is still relevant, and unfortunately, it's becoming harder and harder to find these consoles, especially in good shape. I always see them come up in bad shape, beaten up, and with their disk drive broken, missing HDDs, bad HDMI ports, because when you first buy a console, you take good care of it. When you sell it to the other person, maybe the first person that buys it from you will take care of it, but if he tends to keep it, he will likely give it away, not giving very much interest for it, because he moved on to the next generation. And when he gives it the third time, the fourth time, that's when the problems start to appear. I think that this console, I bought it from the person that I bought it, had it from day one, so he was the only person who had it before me, and I do think that he took good care of it. Yeah, this was my take, at least, on the PS3 Slim, the 3000 model. I hope you enjoyed it. If you stayed till the end, I thank you, and I wish you have a good life, and keep the retro community up, and always remember that older games and older consoles are way better than newer ones and way cheaper. Thank you.